phenomenal results, not only locally, but with investors and business people and consumers all over the region. And she's fixing to roll it out nationwide. She might have already done that, but she's got a book out. She's an expert on it. And I've seen her, I've just watched her grow and grow her business. And she's like a little Energizer bunny, and really impressed me with everything that she has going on. And some of the folks that she's done work for, that she's gotten results for, are living proof and testimonials to this stuff. Because when we get in here and we talk about credit scores, credit reports, and credit repair, oh my, there's just so many people that promise the moon. They want to steal your money and not get any results. So without further ado, Julia, you're there, right?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. So I can see your pretty face.
I don't know how I stay with you, but yes, I do own King Financial, and I wrote a book, Help Me Fix My Credit Scores.
Yeah, and it's called what now? What's the name of the book?
Help Me Fix My Credit Scores with the Credit Bureau Stone.
Okay, Help Me Fix My Credit Score, okay? And what we're going to discuss briefly today in our power lunch of the 15-20 minutes, and we'll have Q&A at the end, is some of her insider secrets, kind of like the do's and don'ts, and what to watch out for, things like that. But I'm going to let you take it there, Julia.
Okay, thanks, Mike. Yes, again, my name is Julia King. Anybody that has any questions later can give me a call at 502-689-1001. I am the owner of King Financial. We're local, but we're national. We help people to improve their credit profile.
Hold on. Can I interrupt you a little bit?
Yes.
Okay, if you could talk just a little bit slower, because a little bit slower, and try to go a little bit louder, because this is going through a studio microphone, then going out over the internet. Okay?
Okay.
And I want to just make sure that they can all hear you. Okay?
Okay.
I'm going to leave. Where'd Paul go? Paul, if you have, I'm going to unmute Paul. And that way, if you have trouble understanding or hearing her, you can just say, hey, hold on, slow down there, Baba Louie, okay?
Okay, will do.
All right, go ahead, Julia.
Okay, well, I own King Financial. We're local, but we're national. We help people to improve their credit profiles. I help a lot of different investors to get more funding. A lot of times they've tapped out personally, and they need to build their business credit. So we help them to obtain funding from multiple different sources. As long as there's collateral or good credit, we can help them to get more properties. Another thing that we do is personal credit. There's a lot of myths out there about paying off collections to help your credit profile, but in reality what you're doing is you're changing the activity date. So that's one of the myths out there. And there's three major things that make up the credit report. Mike, do you know what those are?
Three major things, is that what you're saying, for a credit report?
Yes.
Okay, what are they?
The first thing is your payment history. You know, a lot of people can miss a payment and not know it, or they may have collection accounts, public records on their credit report. That makes up 35% of a credit score. 30% of a credit score is utilization of credit cards.
Okay, I'm writing this down now, and they're watching me write this down. So utilization of credit cards. And you said that's what, 30%?
30% of a credit score is the utilization of your revolving account.
Okay.
So what you need to do if you have no credit cards is obviously obtain one and get that balance under 30%.
And get the balance under 30%?
Yes.
Keep?
So if the limit is $100,000, the most you want to put on it is 30.
Keep under 30% of balance. Okay. You're making me take a whole bunch of notes here, girl. That's great.
And then the inquiries, the time since the last account. Inquiries are whenever you have someone else pull your credit report. When we do credit repair, we don't pull credit reports for an inquiry. We have credit monitoring done so that we can track it 3 times a month to see what's going on and give you status updates.
Okay, so inquiries make up what then? The 30... Oh, that...
Inquiries, there's 35% is payment history.
Okay.
30% is revolving accounts. The other 35% is inquiries, time of payment, last accounts that were open.
Okay, so we got inquiries, last accounts that were opened. Okay,
and the length of their account makes up the other 35%.
And length of account, okay. And then you said a utilization of credit cards, that would be like a revolving credit.
Absolutely.
Okay. Wow, okay,
well,
good.
Mike, I've got to step away. I would love to come back and talk with you guys some more.
Okay, so our meeting's going over. All right, thanks, Julia.
No problem. Thank you.
All right. Cool. So anyway, guys, well, that was kind of short and sweet. I told her it would be. That's pretty fast. But anyway, I do know a little bit about some of these, and we'll get on this. But Julia, as you can tell, she's already in another meeting. She did pretty good. But personal credit repair, I've seen this lady get some results. I don't know what the fees are, and I'm not interested in getting a part of that. But I think in today's, especially today's real estate world, real estate market, you know, it's so hard for investors to get money. And I'm not encouraging any of us to go to a bank and borrow money, anything like this. But this kind of stuff here, you know, we can help family members, friends. You know, my daughter, I'm going to hook her up with it. You know, she didn't do so well when she got started in her younger years. And so we're going to get her hooked up with that and get it going. And this one here has always fascinated me. You know, business credit. You can do that stuff, and it doesn't affect, it has nothing to do with your personal credit score, personal credit, or anything like that. And we'll be doing some follow-ups with Julia. And what I expect to have happen, guys, is I'm going to do something very similar to like a Mike's Mondays, or do a full-blown webinar on this. But I tell you what, she was short to the point, and I never really knew, okay, as long as I've been in the business, I knew that these things did affect your credit score. But look how she just broke it down. So like your payment history is 35% of your credit score. Your payment history, that by itself. She used a big word here called utilization of credit cards. Okay, and utilization, okay, that's a big fancy word. But she also mentioned revolving credit. So this includes revolving credit. What would that be? That would be like your Home Depot accounts, your Lowe's business accounts, and revolving credit, credit cards, obviously, you know, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, things like that. But what she pointed out was that you need to keep your balance under 30% of what the limit is. And if you do that, that affects 30% of your credit score. Now, what I heard her say real fast was that, let's say you got a line of credit or a credit card that has a $100,000 line on it. Well, what she's saying is if you get that up above 30,000, well, then that's going to drop, that's going to put some dings on your credit report because you've exceeded the 30% of the balance. I never heard that before, and I trust that she's the expert. But that's a new one on me. And the other one is I did know about inquiries, and she mentioned something else about a credit monitor. Now, paid attention to this a little bit more with so many investors having had a hard time, having hit the wall during that real estate, during that our tsunami, when basically our economy tanked there a few years ago. But inquiries, so many times, let's say family members, friends, and even other investors, they don't understand that an inquiry dings your credit. And for example, I've had this happen to my own kids, children. They go to a car lot and they're searching for a car, doing their search. Well, I don't want to help them search to find out what they want as far as a car goes. But what happens is they'll get a professional, polished car salesman will approach them, and the next thing you know, they're going in the back, and they haven't even offered to. What they're doing is that salesman wants to kind of pre-qualify their buyers, so they do whatever it takes so they can get enough information to go pull a credit report, and that's called an inquiry. And I see car lots do it all the time because we pull credit reports when we have people apply to rent houses. And you'll see inquiry. You might have, and I have seen many times where, for example, within a 2 or 3 day time period, this person has gone to, say, 7 different car lots, and they all pulled credit reports on them. Guess what happened to their credit score? Ding, whammo, it hits, bottoms out. And, we need to be aware of that, especially helping family members, friends, things like that. I'm not going to expand on this too much more because I'm not an expert on it, and we're going to get Julia back in here to do that. But if you notice, she used this word called credit monitoring, and so she does not, when she's working with a customer or client, whether it be personal credit repair or the business credit part, she doesn't do inquiries, as she said. She does credit monitoring. And so part of those inquiries is going to look at when the last account was opened. She says that's 35% here, when the account was opened and the length of that account. So those are some things there. And I'm going to go ahead and open this up to folks that has, if you got a question, please raise your hand. And this was kind of short and to the point on this one here today with Julia, but we'll get her back. She's a pretty sharp lady. I'm looking forward to getting this. So let me see. I got to go over here on my control panel. That's what I'm trying to do. And let's see, boom. And audio dashboard, let's see, and attendees. Okay, now, well, what happened? I scooted. I'm just scooting things around. I apologize for that. They've got things looking a little bit different on me. So let's see. We've got Kent Pescio. You've got your hand up there, sir. Is your microphone working? No, yes?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I've heard the 30% limit before, and last summer I was looking for an auto for myself, and that was the first thing I asked them when they want your license, when you go out for a test drive. I said, are you going to pull credit when you do this? And you have to be real aware of that right now, because they will. That's the first thing they do, is they'll run to that back room and run your credit rating.
Yeah, that really ticks me off, Kent. I mean, they've done it to my daughters, and so yeah, you just got to be careful. And if you can hear Kent okay on that, he says when he shops for a car, you know, they want to get your driver's license. I haven't done it in a while, and I don't shop that way. But anyway, they'll want to get your driver's license, which Kent's saying, and then they'll run back here, and somehow or another they're able to pull a credit report just based on that. Now, I thought we have to have a Social Security number, but maybe they get access to something else that I don't know about.
Oh yeah, they're tight with all the major credit places, and I ended up getting a loan for a vehicle I bought through Chase, which was offered through both the dealership, and I had gotten it personally, so I took the dealerships because it was the same amount, but that means twice I had my credit pulled, once from the bank and once from the car dealership. And it takes, what, about 3 months at least to have them not running your credit to restore your rating.
Oh, you mean to let it build back up on its own with a good payment history?
Yeah, I think it's 3 months after they pull it.
Yeah. You know, you're right with what you're saying there, Kent, but I'm telling you, Julia, what she can do with this stuff in the back office, the insider secrets, if you will. You know, most of us here on the call, we strive to be very sharp investors and learn the real estate market and all this kind of stuff. But, you know, if you're going to have rental property, you need to understand credit reports and how they work and what you're looking at. And when we process rental applications, I'll tell you this, about 98% of them got bad credit. But you know what? There's two kinds of credit the way I look at it. There's a good bad credit and a bad bad credit. And the good bad credit, okay, the good bad credit would be things like medical tragedies or health issues, and we almost kind of put student loans up there. It's butt ugly how these young folks are getting bombarded and just sinking themselves in huge, almost bottomless pits of student loan balances and stuff. But anyway, so you need to pay attention to stuff. You can help family members and friends, and I know that you personally know several folks that has still got dings on their credit and stuff from when our economy tanked and hit the wall or hit some hard times and stuff like that. So this is stuff, I felt like the timing was right. I've watched Julia here. You know, she's not a fly-by-night outfit. She's got a book out. I've known her for probably coming up on a year, and I've just watched her in action, make sure that, you know, that she